All right, let's keep this one a little short. Um, Engine went in just fine. Started routing the wiring harness, and I did not know this, but I figured since I found another 1G, I'd be all right. I had I have a 90 GSX. I found a 92 GSX for parts. I got the intake manifold with all the sensors on it, the crank angle sensor, and a couple other little miscellaneous pieces. One of them being the mount bracket that I needed. Um, didn't know that 89 and 90 Eclipses have a few different plugs. One of them being the crank angle sensor. Crank angle sensor on the 90 has its own harness that comes out of the sensor into the stock harness on the car. On the 92, 91 Plus, it has its own little pigtail and a different style cast sensor, even though it's the same cast sensor. That sucks. That's one of the things that I found. I don't have the pigtail for it. The other thing that I found on that same side, right next to it, is the throttle position sensor. Don't have the pigtail for that either. They're both different on 89, 90, and 91. 91's when they changed it. So I had to spend the money that I had saved for the turbo for the extra parts that I needed, and that's just 2 of the 4 parts that I needed. Crank angle sensor and TPS. That's on one side of the intake manifold. On the other side of the intake manifold, there's the coil, pack, and connection. And on the 91, it's a triangular 3-pin plug. On the 8990, it is a rectangular 4-pin plug for the coil. And also, right next to the coil, there is the igniter that is also different from 90 to 91. So I just had to spend almost $300 on the parts that I need to fix the wiring issue. And I don't have the money for my big 16G anymore. It's alright. More money's coming. And I could just pull into the savings and get it, but that was the budget for the turbo. Oh well. I'll find a big 16G. The overall goal for this build is to make it look very sleek. I want it to look like it's just been a refreshed or very well maintained 1990 Eclipse GSX. It looks that way with the stock harness and pretty much everything except for the AC. Oh, it's got an AC delete and a front mount intercooler. That's all it looks like it has. 20 thousandths overbore, crap pistons, stock rods, stock 6-bolt rods on a stock 6-bolt crank. I have my Eagle rods that are ready for this car. I just can't afford the CP pistons. They're almost $1,000. Bit discouraged, but I'm doing okay. I got the parts that I needed, and now I still have to wait for turbo. I have my 14B to use for mock-up to find out what couplers and pieces I'm missing for my front mount. Thank you, Jake, for the front mount, for the extra head castings and all that. Right after I got my car, you saw it in the garage and you stopped by. You were a neighbor and you had a 1GB Talon that's badass. And you gave me a whole bunch of parts, and I thank you because I've used a lot of those parts from the heads in my head. The best parts that you gave me got put together in my head. I just had to say thanks, Jake. I may give you a call to come help me with some vacuum line routing and stuff, and where to put the mass airflow sensor and how to make a GM mass airflow sensor work on a stock ECU without ECM link yet, because I don't have $600 to take. I don't even know if it's an EEPROM ECU in my car yet. That's something I need to do tomorrow. Well, we're going on 5 minutes, just a little over, and I wanted to keep this one short. I'm going to upload the other video that I took first, and then I'll upload this one. I thought that I was really, really close and that all I had to do was get the engine in. Oh well. Engine's in. I've got one engine mount bolt through the front mount, and I've got the other one really close. I've got the transmission mount and the back mount to put on. Once the other parts get here, I should be okay. I've got, like I said in the other video, I've got my injectors, fuel pressure regulator, and fuel pump that should be okay to about 400 horsepower. 1200 cc injectors, 340 lph pump, and a boost reference fuel pressure regulator should be enough for about 350, 400 horsepower. I do need link. I'll just run it at low boost with low base pressure because it's an adjustable FPR. Low base pressure to compensate for the larger injectors, and just run at low boost for now for break-in. And then I got to make some more money to get link. But got lots of my parts on the way. Got to get my turbo, and then I got to get link. When more parts show up, I'll make another video. Sorry that this one kind of sucks. Makes me feel bad. Thought that I had it all fixed when I found the stuff that I thought that was good off of 1G. It was a 92. It was a 1GB though. And they changed stuff. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Even though this is a saunter type video. Bye.